Okay, so before I get ready for work, I wanted to make this quick video actually, kind of about the idea of growing pains and allowing yourself to go through phases. I feel like I've noticed something really interesting in society and I feel like in our generation as it's like growing. And it's this idea that you have to just be mature once you come out the Buddha sea.
What did he say?
And I'm like, y'all, we all go through phases. Like that is like the norm. Like no one wants to go through phases anymore. Like that's the normal cycle of life. I had seen that someone had like reposted this clip from this old movie. That was a movie obviously targeted towards like coming to age. It's like probably middle school, high school kids around that age. And so many people in the comments were like, I can't believe like and it was something like it was one of those like things where it was like the main character, she was like saying something that's supposed to be deep, but in reality, it's something like honestly, like surface level and like cringy. But it's something that honestly, if you're in that age and you're in that time frame, it makes a lot of sense and it's very deep, you know, to to 14 to a 12 to like 17-year-old. It's something that kind of makes sense for the stage that you're at in your life and the phase that you should be going through in your life, which is growing up and figuring out who you are. To someone who's like a 20, I would even say to someone who's like a grown person who you kind of have already figured out who you are, or at least you're in a phase where you think you figured out who you are, you're going to find that shit cringy as hell. And that's kind of the point because it's not targeted towards you. But once again, I feel like there were so many young people in those comments talking about how cringy this is and this doesn't make sense and trying to be more mature than what they are instead of just really looking at it from the perspective of this is kind of where you're at and enjoy this experience or moment, if you kind of get what I'm saying. I don't know if any of that really made sense. But basically, what I'm just trying to say is that allow yourself to grow with your age. Like be your age type of thing. I don't think cringe should be looking back at something and shaming yourself for it. Or even if it's like a moment, like shaming yourself for like being cringy. Like people have taken the word cringy and turned it into shame. And I feel like we equate that. Like you should be ashamed or you should be embarrassed by like something you did when you were 14. They were 14, dog. Like, I'm sorry, we were all on musical doing on musical when we were 14. Like, stop making people feel ashamed of that. Or even in this current day and age where once again everybody wants to be so mature and grow up so fast. If you see a 14-year-old doing something cringy on the internet, if you're like, especially if you're not 14, keep it pushing. Like you can laugh at it, whatever, but like keep it pushing and understand that they're 14. Like I know we live in a day and age where once again we see 14-year-olds who seem like they're 30 and 14-year-olds who want to be so mature, but that's not reality. Reality is a 14-year-old usually typically used to wear eyeshadow that doesn't match, cheetah print pants, and probably still light up sneakers. Like I know we're used to seeing them in high heels and mini skirts now, but that's just not it. Like, say all this not to shame anybody. Like if you are 14 and you're wearing mini skirts and high heels and that's authentically you in the phase that you have entered in and who you are and you're comfortable and happy with that, that's okay. But I also want you to understand that if you're 14 and you're not like that, that doesn't make you any less mature or any more mature than the next person. You know, I don't know if that makes sense. But what I'm saying is that once again, it's the phase that you're going through. Like we're all trying to figure it out at different paces. We all have different experiences. Like you don't know why someone might be more mature at 16 than the next person. Like I think we have a hard time understanding that we all come from different backgrounds and we all live different lives truly. And so people's experiences and how they are usually shaped by their environment, and so we need to understand that a little bit more. But yeah, that was my rant before work about kind of just like allowing yourself to go through phases. And so with that, all that being said, allow yourself to go through growing pains. That's what my channel is. My channel is a growing pain. Like the videos that I make are going to be all over the place because I'm trying to figure out my voice, trying to figure out who I am, trying to find my place in society and trying to help other people understand who they are and find their place in society. And it's something I want us to all do it together. That's why my channel is called Cool Kids Playground. It's literally a playground where everyone's literally invited, no matter your sexual orientation, no matter your religion, no matter who you are. No matter my religion, my sexual orientation, I will still welcome you and love you and support you and help you to understand that healing comes through being who you are authentically, and healing comes through your talents and things that God has blessed you with, and that also God loves you whether you believe it or not. And I'm not going to push it on you, but I am going to advocate for it, and I'm going to stand by what I believe. Once again, just because I believe something maybe differently than you doesn't mean that you can't support me and I can't support you. That's, we're all human beings trying to figure out this life and trying to figure out our place in this world and make a mark on this world. Whether we want our mark to be something as big as Stephen Hawking's, or if we want our mark to be something that's behind closed doors, it doesn't matter. Happiness and success looks different on all of us. So, with that being said, that was my rant for today about growing pains and just allowing yourself to not be judged by other people and allowing yourself to just live whatever life authentically that you want to live, and that we all, there's a steps through every journey in life, and that you're not going to wake up one day and have it all figured out. And honestly, most of us will die and not have it all figured out. But can you say you lived a life well lived? I feel like is what's important. Can you say that you tried and that you allowed yourself to grow through every phase and to love yourself in every phase, and to not let others shame you or call you cringy because you're 12 posting what does a fox say cover? I don't know, but yeah. So with that being said, stay cool, kids. This is Carter. I'm gonna head to work. I don't want to, but I'm gonna head to work, and I love you all. And yeah, so thank you for coming to the playground, and I hope you come back. Stay cool, kid.